Trump threatens to use the Insurrection Act to end protests in Minneapolis. Good evening. Tensions are rising in Minneapolis as a federal immigration enforcement operation has sparked protests, legal action, and a nationwide debate over use of force by federal agents. Here's the latest. Directed headline: Major federal immigration crackdown in Minnesota draws fire after a fatal shooting and injuries during enforcement actions. Fire what happened? On January 7th, 2026, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, agents were conducting one of the largest immigration enforcement operations ever deployed in the Minnesota area. Federal officials described it as a major crackdown targeting undocumented individuals and immigration violations. During that operation, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. Federal authorities say the agent fired after alleging she used her vehicle as a weapon. Local officials and Good's family dispute that account and call for accountability. Balance scale the response. Good's family has hired a law firm that represented George Floyd's family to review the shooting. They want a transparent investigation and answers about what led to her death. At the same time, state and city leaders in Minnesota have filed a lawsuit against the federal government to halt the ongoing immigration enforcement surge, claiming widespread constitutional violations and excessive force. Police scarlight protests and escalation since the shooting. Protests have erupted across Minneapolis. Demonstrators have clashed with federal agents, leading to tear gas use and ongoing unrest in parts of the city. In a dramatic escalation, former U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act, potentially allowing the deployment of federal military forces to control protests, a move opposed by state officials who warn it could inflame tensions further. Handshake government perspectives. Federal authorities defend the operations and the actions of officers on the ground, calling them lawful and necessary. Minnesota leaders and activists argue that the enforcement actions are heavy-handed and jeopardize civil liberties. Puzzle piece why it matters. This incident has ignited a national debate about immigration enforcement policies, the use of force by federal agents, and state versus federal authority. It's also a flashpoint in broader conversations about policing practices and civil rights across the U.S. Megaphone Closing will continue to follow this developing story as more details emerge from ongoing investigations and legal challenges. If you found this update informative, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for the latest news breakdowns. Comment below what you think this incident means for immigration policy and public safety in the U.S. If you'd like,